what is his name? Jonathan Wayne, I think. Okay, Jonathan Wayne said Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith, who is the GOAT? I've always been saying since I've been watching football. I started watching football since 2004. I've always been saying Barry Sanders was the GOAT, was the greatest running back of all time. And then this is coming from a Chargers fan. And so right after Barry Sanders, I'll say LT. Emmitt Smith, in my opinion, don't get me wrong. He has the stats. He has the highlights. He's done it all. He's got the rings. I just, I just think Emmitt Smith is kind of overrated. That's just my opinion. I mean, with the type of team that he was around and the type of offensive line that he had, the quarterback that he had so much around him. And don't get me wrong, some people will be like, oh, well, he has so much around him, then that he needs to do even more for him to be great. Which there is some truth to that. But if you actually go back and watch Barry Sanders play, he had literally nothing around him, and he made a lot. He made nothing out of something a lot of times. It was all just Barry Sanders just running. Could you imagine the type of offensive line? Could you imagine what Barry Sanders could have done with a good offensive line? Like Barry Sanders broke records and was freaking just dangerous in the open field, and he was dangerous at making people miss. He had to do a whole lot more than what Emmitt Smith had to do. So I would never put Barry Sanders. I mean, I would never put Emmitt Smith over Barry Sanders. It's almost like AP. To be honest with you, I would probably almost put, if I'm gonna say all around running back, I will actually. This coming from a Chargers fan again. I would probably even put AP over LT, depending on what your takes of running backs. But my top three, number one is always gonna be Barry Sanders, hands down. And then it could be back and forth between LaDainian Tomlinson and Adrian Peterson. You know, but the same argument that I made for Barry Sanders, you can almost make the same with for Adrian Peterson. I mean, and the fact of the matter is, Adrian Peterson, he actually did something that Barry Sanders didn't do. He brought this team all the way to the playoffs one time. Like, I remember watching that year. Like, he literally, that the Minnesota Vikings literally went to the playoffs just off Adrian Peterson running the damn ball. Adrian Peterson was freaking dangerous. So I wouldn't. I mean, I can't. I don't even know if I would even put Emmitt Smith in my top five. I'm not. I don't want to disrespect. I feel bad. AP was saddled, and yeah, he was. He was. He definitely was. AP was a freaking monster, man. And I don't want to get to the point where I'm like disrespecting Emmitt Smith because I mean, regardless of who Emmitt Smith had around him, he still had to do what he had to do, and he did it. So I don't want to take that away from him. But one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to put him over running backs who had very little to work with and did a lot. And one could even argue more than what Emmitt Smith did. So I just think they'll be just as disrespectful. I don't mind putting Emmitt Smith in my top 10, but there were so many great running backs. I mean, throughout the course of the NFL, I mean, so many. You talk about Ricky Williams, you talk about Steven Jackson, Jamal Charles, LaShawn McCoy. There's so many. I mean, some of those guys I want to put in my top 10, but I'm just saying there's so many great running backs, man. So many. But my top three, hands down, Barry Sanders, AP, LT, Barry Sanders, LT, AP, however you like it, however you like your running backs. But those three guys, they did the most for me. They were completely unstoppable and dangerous. So yeah, that if I hope I answered your question. I don't know. Who do you think, Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders? But anyway, we going back to